Hey, welcome to the video. In this video, we're going to see how we can use melt pivot table and renaming the column name and splitting the column into different column for structuring of data or for data cleaning. If I want to do some analysis or if I do some visualization of the data, that data to be in a structured format. Let's say it should be in a well-structured table format. So if data is not in a structured format, we need to structure it first before do any analysis. So how we can do structuring of data by using Python Pandas. So Pandas provide many functionalities to structure the data. We can do some transpose of data, or we can do some melt, or we can do some pivot, unpivot of data by using Pandas functionalities. So in this particular video, let's see how we can use such kind of methods or functions uh, for formatting our data. So as example, I am using some data set. So for first I will import pandas. Okay, import pandas as pd. So first I will import data, import pandas. Then I will read my data. So pd dot read, that is in Excel format. So Excel. So I will copy the path from my local folder. So this is my data set I'm going to use. So I will copy the path. So here I can copy path, then and go back here, then I will paste that path here so that I can get that data into my data frame. I will store it in this data frame. So once I run this, giving some error. Let's see. It's because of this double quote. So I can use single one double quote here. So I can run. If I see my data frame, so here I have the data. So here we can see that this is my data about vehicle sale in different year in particular cities like Bangalore, Mumbai and Chennai. But here we can see there are two column head, like these are the column head like year, car, bike, bicycle, and it is segregated for Bangalore, Mumbai and Chennai. So in this format, I can't do some analysis because there is some anomalies between column heading. Here it is Bangalore and same column heading is repeated like car and car. So I can't do some that bifurcation here. So I need to transform this data, or let's say I have to restructure this data so that I can do better analysis. So how we can do this restructuring of data? By using pandas. So we are going to see that. So what I do is first I will specify the column heading. Currently it is taking this first row. Normally it's take first row as a column heading. This is taking this row as a column heading. So I will change that to my first row. So I need this as my column heading for this table. So what I do is, so my data is my data frame. So column dot columns is equal to df of, I will use ilog. So ilog of, if I use 0 means my first row. So ilog, it gives the this location of first row. So we can see this index. So I'm using this indexing methods for defining the column. So if I run this, so if now I see my data frame, I can see now the column heading have been changed. So earlier it was Bangalore, like this unnamed Bangalore. This has taken as a column name. Now I changed the reference of column name, column heading to my first row. But the data frame also have this as the data here. Here is repeated. So what I do is I will change the data frame to df of same. I will use ilog. Ilog is an indexing method. So if I use from 1 means from this row take the data. So from 1 to all. So if I do this, and if now I check my data frame, I can see. So here we can see that my this row is the heading of the column. Then the data is taken from the first row. So this is how I can do basic change of some column name and all. Then here I know first 3 column is for Bangalore, and next is for Mumbai, and rest 3 are for. So what I do is first I will change this column heading to proper column head. So df dot columns. So what I want is here I need Bangalore car, Bangalore bike, Bangalore bicycle, and Mumbai car, Mumbai bike, Mumbai bicycle, and Chennai car, Chennai bike, Chennai bicycle. So I will change this column heading. So column df dot columns is equal to, so first column head is of course year. So first column heading is year. Then I need this with city name. So first 3 is for Bangalore. So I will change the column heading as, so I will put one, so Bangalore underscore car. Then I copy this Bangalore itself, then Bangalore, then I will paste Bangalore bike, then Bangalore bicycle. So this is my first 3 heading name, like car, bike, and bicycle is changed to Bangalore bike, Bangalore car, and Bangalore bicycle. So I will copy and paste. Then I change this to, second one is for Mumbai. I will copy this one. Then I will paste it over here. So I need 1 comma after this. So put 1 comma. So Bangalore bike is changed. Here it is Mumbai. Then Mumbai. Then copy this 3. Put comma, paste. Then change this to Chennai. So this one. Chennai. And copy this. Paste it over here. So I guess everything is correct. So here Bangalore car, Bangalore bike, Bangalore bicycle, comma, and Mumbai car, Mumbai bike, Mumbai bicycle, Chennai car, Chennai bike, Chennai bicycle. So if I run this one, and if now I check for my data frame, so we can see that our column heading have been changed. So it now it's Bangalore car, Bangalore bike, and Bangalore bicycle. So we have these much structure. So what we can do further is we can segregate city name and sales. So what I do is first I will unpivot. So this is in column. So I will unpivot this data first. So how I can do that is by using melt method. So if I use df dot melt, so if I use df dot melt, so this is a function in data frame offers that by use pandas offer that by using this one we can unpivot our data. Likewise we use unpivot in our Excel. Same way we can unpivot our table. So what I want is I want this as my one heading, like one column, and this as in another column. So I will unpivot this by using, first I have to specify some parameters. If I enter shift tab, I can see that what parameter I need. So I need id words, means which column I have to be in id. Then I need variable name, value name, like that. So let's say I will copy this one. I will give required parameters. So my id words, I want first column is my year only. Okay, so this is my year column. So then I don't have any value words as guess. Let's remove that. Then var name, I can give, so this will become also a heading, like this also become a column, so it will transpose like this to column. So I will use this as, this have the information of city and vehicle, right? So I will use city and vehicle. So city and vehicle. Then value name. So what is the value name? So here the value name I can give sales. So sales I will give, and I will close this one. If I run and I can see now my data frame is transferred. Earlier it was like a mini heading like Bangalore, Bangalore by Bangalore, car and all. Now it transposes like I have the year, city vehicle. So this row is now transposed to column. So I can see Bangalore car, Bangalore car, Bangalore car, and this value you can see it over here. So this is how I can melt the data frame. So this is the one use case of melting of data frame, how we can melt by using melt function. So now I have this year, city and vehicle and sales. So this column have two information, like one is city name and one is vehicle type. So what I can do is I can split this column to get city name as well as car name. So first what I do is I will save that in my data frame. So I can save that in my data frame. Then I can do some required changes. Like if I want, so I will create two more columns. Let's say what is the first? So city, and another column is for vehicle. Okay, city and vehicle. City and vehicle. I do these two column. So first assign, before assigning I will show what result it will give. So if I do split of this data, so my data frame have the column like this vehicle type. So this column I need to split. Okay, so if I split this, so this column have the Bangalore and car, means city type, city and car type. So if I use split, so split is a string function, so I have to use str, then split. Inside split I want to delimiter, I have to mention delimiter, so underscore is my delimiter, we can see here this one. Then close it and close. So if I run this, so I get the data like this. So but here I want to assign it to two different columns. So if I only use this one as 0, it will give the first this Bangalore and this. So I want both. So what I will do is, here I have one more functionality called expand. So if I use expand, it will split into two different columns. So I will use this to here only. So here, then here I can use expand. Expand is equal to true. So it will expand that to this one. So sorry, here I need to mention comma. Then expand. So now if I check my data frame, okay, you can see if I check my data frame, now two more column is added by referring this column. Two more column is added like city and vehicle. So city have Bangalore and car. Now I don't need this column, so I will just here only I can drop that dot drop. So I will drop that column. So the column name is the city vehicle. So I don't need this column because I splitted that column and I have two more column of same data. So split the column, then mention the column name, and axis is equal to 1. As we are deleting the column, we need to mention the axis. So if I make the changes in original data frame, I need to mention in place is equal to true. So in place is equal to true. If I run this, now if I check my data frame, I can see my data frame, like it has the information like year, sales, city, and vehicle. So here we can see earlier it was like this unstructured format. Now we changed our format and we erased it to this format, like it have year, sales, city, and vehicle type. So what further process I can do is I can get year, then I can get the city, then I can get the sales in different uh, like car, bike, or bicycle. So for that I need to pivot this table. So how I can do the pivot of this? So earlier we did unpivot by using melt. Now I have to do pivot of the table to structure that more better. So I will use pivot table function, same as we have this melt function. We also have this pivot table. So the parameter is like index. So index is my first two columns. Like I will mention this year and I want city. Okay, year and city I want. So I will mention year. Then I want this city. So this is my two index I want, and what else parameter I need. Then I need columns. So I will use columns is equal to. So I want column as my this mm, year. Then I want column as this vehicle. So I will use vehicle. Then values. Sorry, values as is equal to this sales. So I mentioned sales. So if I close this and if I check my data frame, so I'm getting the error. Why? So sorry, values. It is values, not value. So if I run this, so now I get this pivoted table, but it's not look structured, right? So what I have to do is I need to reset the index. So reset underscore index. So if I reset the index, so now I get my data in a well structured format. So it have the year, city, bicycle sales, and bike sales, and car sales. So this is how I can get. So but here I can see this one vehicle is mentioned as a heading for this index. So how I can change this? So first I will save this in my data frame. So let's save this first. So data frame. Then what I will do is to remove this one. I will restructure the name of the column. So columns dot name. So let's try this way. Columns name is none. So if I do, it will giving some error. Sorry, it should be n caps. So none. Then df dot columns. So I will re-specify the column name. Okay, columns is equal to. I will give this as my column heading, same as here what we have. So if I copy and if I paste this, so let's see what will we get. So I'm doing it very manually because to understand how we can do this. So if you are doing the real time, we can use your own method by defining your own code. So there are many way of doing the same things in coding. So now if I check my data frame, let's see. So we have this well structured or formatted data earlier. So we removed this column also. So now I have year, city, bicycle, bike sale, and car. So this is how we can do some structuring of data by using pivot or melt method or many methodology or functions that are available in Pandas, we can use that to do some structuring or formatting of data. So we need to know first what we need to be achieved. Then we can figure out the way to achieve by using Python or any other coding or any other tools. So this is how we do this formatting or unstructuring or structuring of the data. So now we can use this data set to analyze our data. We can do some visualization out of it. We have the bifurcation of the city, and if you want, we can do the bifurcation of the vehicle type, and we can put this as a heading also. So this is how we do. So here I showed step by step how we can format the data. So I also have the one single code to do the same thing. So here also I have the same thing, but all the code is executed at one shot. So here I can read the code. First I imported the pandas library, so that I can use the functionalities of this panda. Then I read the data and stored that data in my data frame. Then I renamed the column heading. So here I defined in this I what I did is in this I defined the column heading as a first row after I importing the data. But here I did same while importing only, while reading only, I defined this as a header. Then I named the column heading. Then what I did is I used melt function to unpivot the data. So I used id years as a id var, then variable name as a city vehicle, then value name as a sale. So after that I created two more column like city and vehicle by using this split method, by using the splitting of this city vehicle. So after that what I did is I did here I converted that to numerical, this one numerical data type, sales column converted to numerical data type. After that I did pivoting of the data by using index as year and city. So this gives the two column. Then to first this one, then used vehicle as a column, then values as sale, and it reset index, and I changed that whatever vehicle index heading we are getting, we are changed it to none. Then we redefined the column heading. Then at last we get the same this structured data. So this is how we can do structuring of data by using Python pandas, and we can do melt method, we can use melt method, or we can use pivot method. We can change the column name, we can redefine the column reference of the column heading, we can re-reference change the reference of the data by using indexing ilog method. So these are the some functionality we use for transformation of the data. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. If you like this video, put that in a comment. Thank you.